Hello, welcome to Active Learners channel. My name is Mauli. In our previous video, we spoke about addition of like fractions, that is fractions with the same denominator. And then we added addition of unlike fractions, but one of the denominators as the multiple of the other. Today we will do something different, but before we go on to talk about unlike fractions, let's have a recap of the previous lesson. 4 plus 1/2. We have a whole. This whole will first be divided into 2. And so we have this, we'll divide it into 2 equal halves. And then we will shade one part. The one part that I have shaded is the one here. And then we'll go ahead and divide this whole into 4 parts. And so this one into 2, this one also into 2. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So for our new fraction here, we are going to shade 1 out of the 4. So let's shade this part. And we now have 1, 2, 3 parts shaded. And so that will give us 3 out of 1, 2, 3, and 4. And so this is how we can use a diagram to add 2 fractions. They are unlike fractions, and you use one of the denominators is a multiple of the other. 4 is a multiple of 2. And so using the diagram, this is the result. We can go ahead and use the mathematical calculations to cross-check or to confirm our answer. And so we have 1/4 plus 1/2. What happens is that you can never add fractions or subtract fractions unless the denominators are the same. And so what we should do is to do something to the 2, because 2 is a factor of 4, or 4 is a multiple of 2. And so we can do something to 2 in order to get 4. And so let's come here. What can we do to 2? We'll have to multiply it by 2. If we multiply 2 by 2, it means that we'll do the same thing for the numerator. And that will give us 2 out of 4. And so this in decoding it will be equal to 1/4 plus 2/4. So we can clean one of this and maintain this, because it is just one whole that has been divided into 4 parts. Now we can go ahead and do the addition. 1 plus 2 will give us 3/4 or 3/4. So this is how we can use a diagram and then use mathematical calculations to solve a fraction of this kind. Now we are done adding unlike fractions with one denominator being the multiple of the other. We are going to add unlike fractions with none of them being the multiple of the other or a factor of the other. Let's see what happens. The question is, how are we going to use diagram to solve this problem? I still would want us to use our whole, draw a whole and divide the whole. Let's take the first one. The first one, the denominator is 3, which means that we shall divide the whole into 3 parts. Let's go this direction. Because I'm just trying to make sure there's a high level of accuracy in the division. So now we are going to shade 2 parts. So we are done dividing the whole into 3 and shading 2 parts of the whole that we have divided. Let's move to the next fraction. The next fraction says 2/4. So we are going to divide the whole once again into 4 parts without cleaning the first division. But this time we are going to change the direction. And so we'll go this direction. With this, we are going to shade 2 parts. So we move this way. Let me use a different color. So I'll use blue to do the shading this time. Good. We are going to count the shaded portion. But this time, you realize that some portions have been shaded twice. So wherever the shading is 2, we are going to count 2 over there. So we have blue and we have black at certain places. So let's count. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we have 14 shaded portions, all out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we can still use diagrams to work out such problems, to solve such problems. Let me see. Can we use mathematical solution or calculation to solve this problem? Yes. So we have 2/3 plus 2/4. Like I said, we will have to make the denominators the same before we can do the addition. And so how do we do it? We can take 2/3, or let's say we multiply this by 3, this 3, and multiply this by 4. By this 4. Or we can look at the multiples of 3. The multiples of 3 are 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Then let's look at the multiples of 4. We have 4, 8, 12, 16. We are going to look at the least common multiple, or the first multiple here that is common to both 3 and 4. And that is 12. Now, if we have 12 here, let's ask ourselves, 3 times what will give us 12? When we count 1, 2, 3, 4. So 3 times 4 will give us 12. And so we can do this. We have 3 times 4. We do the same thing for this. 2 times 4. So let's come here. This one is 1, 2, 3. So 4 times 3 will give us 12. 4 times 3. We do the same thing to the numerator. So you have 2 times 3. Now let's find out. 2 times 4 will give us 8. Then this one will give us 12. 2 times 3 will give us 6. And this also gives us 12. Now that the denominators are the same, we can go ahead and do the addition that we are looking for. So now we have 8 plus 6 will give us 14, and all out of 12. So you look at this, and you look at this, and you realize that they give us the same solution. Let's take a look at the next example. The next example says 2/4 plus 1/5. You can pause the video and try your hands on it. Good. Now let's do it together over here. Again, our whole. Let's take the first one. We shall divide it into 4 parts. So we have here, here, and here. And we shade 2 parts. So 1, 2. Good. The next one, we are going to divide the same whole into 5 parts. Let me try and get it. Get the accuracy at least a bit close to it. I think I've tried. So let's go on. We have divided it into 5 parts. Now let's do the shading, the second shading. We are supposed to shade only 1 part. And so let's go. Good. Let's count the shaded portions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we have 14 shaded areas, all out of, let's count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Good. So this is with the use of the diagram. Let's try the calculations. Let's see how the calculation goes. 2/4 plus 1/5. Again, let's go and look for the multiples of 4 and 5 in our bid to make them the same. So we have 4 here, 5 here. We have 4, 8, 12, 16. What about this? 5, 10, 15, 20. So the next one will be 20. So now this is the first common multiple of 5 and 4. So we always use the first multiple as the least common multiple. So now let's find out. How many steps shall we take in order to get to 20 when we are talking about 4? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It means that we have to multiply 4 by 5 in order to get 20. So when we do that, we are going to, this one is already giving us 4 times 5. We do the same thing here, 2 times 5. Plus, we have 1 here. Now, how many steps? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we come here 1 times 4 and 5 times 4. So let me clean this. And now let's see. 2 times 5, what will be the answer? It will give us 10, all out of 20. Then 1 times 4 will give us 4, also all out of 20. And so if we do the addition, we have 10 plus 4 will give us 14. And then all is out of 20. Now, in the previous video, we learned that we can simplify our answers if it is, or if the answer is, it is possible. Let me say so. If it is possible to simplify the answer, we must do to get to the simplest form of the answer. When you look at 4 out of 20, it is possible to reduce it or simplify it. So let's try and do it. What shall we use? When you take 14 and 20, we can possibly use 2. So 2 into 14 will give us 7, into 20 will give us 10. When you look at it, we cannot further divide this or break this down. So this is the simplest form of this answer that we can get. Well, I hope this video has been helpful. This is Active Learners channel. My name is Mauli. Remember to like this video or the videos on Active Learners channel and share with friends so that learning of mathematics shall spread and everybody will find it easy. And nobody will think that mathematics is difficult. Remember, or don't forget to subscribe to Active Learners channel. Until we meet again, Active Learners channel. Bye.